Hey, what's up everybody? You are watching the Bad Girl Club recap after show. The first bad girl we're gonna start with is Lauren. So far, I like Lauren. Lauren is giving me a good feel. She has like a really good story. She used to get picked on back in the day, and then she used to pick on other people, and I know a lot of people that have been through that same type of situation, so I definitely think that Lauren, actually I feel like Lauren got a lot of camera time today, and it actually kind of made her own little niche, her own little star. Sometimes we sleep on those type of girls, but she definitely came in strong and swinging with a story. Oxygen edited the crap out of that episode, but they did a great job with that because Lauren's story was throughout the whole show. I loved it. She also had a situation where she had her brother who had died, which was very touching because I know that I watched the show and I was just like, wow, I really feel for her at this moment. And that's why she drinks as much as she does, to the excess that she does, because as we've seen throughout the show, she was falling out of the cab or the limo, starting fights in the limo and all this different stuff, and it's just like, you could just tell she still has a really good heart. If that's not her, then they did a really great job with the editing, but you can tell from the storyline and everything, she has a good heart. Even down to the part where she even got mad about the whole racism situation, because like, I kind of understand both sides when it comes down to the girls. You know, I understand Jellamina, I understand her side, I understand what she's talking about, but at the same time, I understand what Lauren's talking about as well. I don't even know how to have a stance on that without somebody being offended. And then I like the fact that she's really goofy and she's funny. She's like White Ratchet, like the other girl had said about her in the show. Going back into Jasmine now, light-skinned girl, basically. She kind of gives me a bit of Judy. She gives me a bit of the other girl who bit the other girl's arm on the All-Star battle or whatever it was, and then another girl from season 3 or something from Chicago, Chi-Town. She was like the first one or something like that, whatever. There was another thing where the promos kept airing, and when they were airing, I was just like, wow, she reminds me of Judy when she did that whole bootyist thing, like when she's putting the makeup brushes on her ass with Lauren and stuff like that. So automatically I was just like, oh man, she's trying to be Judy, like, you know. And it's funny because we're watching throughout the whole show, you see so many people recycling. Like, I'm tired of watching Bad Girls Club all the time where people are just recycling the same stuff that other people have done. Does it stop me from watching? No, I'm still gonna watch all the time, but what I'm saying is, come on guys, let's make up something new. You're not a true bad girl if you ain't do something new, innovative, you know. That's what this whole thing is about. We're trying to see what the next bad girl is gonna excel to do, because we still have the same ones that keep throwing the clothes in the pool, throwing the bed in the pool, let's go put some ketchup sauce and stuff like that on somebody's mattress. Like, they do that all the time. They've been doing that from the past days. Why do you guys think that Tanisha is so successful as she is? Because she wasn't a basic bad girl who was putting pots and pans together, you know, like going like, who was doing that? She got so much press coverage off of that stuff. We're in a society that is not necessarily supporting the whole bad girl movement, but the Bad Girls Club has a really big fan base, so don't sleep on the Bad Girls Club. They got fans. Cat, oh man, I feel like every bad girl is a recycled version of something another bad girl did, or just their look or their attitude or something like that. But at the same time, how could I really say that? Because, you know, I guess everybody's themselves and they say they are who they are. But Jellamina, for one, seems like one that is recycled. Like, she came on the show with a spiel like, I'm gonna come in there, be the prissy bitch that be popping bottles with the top ballers and stuff like that, you know. Come on, like, oh, I'm a gold digger, I don't care, I guess that money, like, you know, like, I'm cute. Oh, you don't got a car? Oh, I'm not dating you. Like, that's exactly what I've seen already so many times. And I'm not saying that there's not other people that are like that, but like, come on, man, like, can we get something different? The Jellamina show, like, come on, consistently Jellamina show. Do you know how many times we've seen a show? I'm tired of these shows. Think of something different. Think of something more creative. Come on, guys. You guys are the Bad Girls Club, man. Going back into Kat. Kat just looks like a recycled version of all the other lesbians that have been on the show, but she looks like the weakest, dweebiest one out of all them girls. But at the same time, they've been showing a lot of promos where she's breaking the glass, shaking the table, and doing all of that, and you're just like, oh, You know, she seems like a really nice lesbian girl, but she could pop off real quick. Maybe I can't totally just judge her off at the first episode, so we'll keep on going, and then, you know, I'll give you my feedback later about who I think she is. But yeah, she's just like a recycled version of Flo and that other girl that was on the show with Rocky or something. Wait, I think, no, they dated at one point. I'm sorry, I'm like on Instagram and stuff following people, then you know people are dating and stuff all of a sudden. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. I'm sorry, I didn't even know what's going on. So Jellamina wants to jump into the pool and show her status as the queen bee, and it's just like, come on, Jellamina, I know you're trying to get that promotional work. I know you're trying to get those club appearances, but like, damn it, like, you're doing too much. And she's just like, it's the Jellamina show, and everybody's just like, oh, what? Jellamina show? You're already doing too much and stuff, and now you gotta go comb out your hair and stuff. And you know, black girls in weaves, like, they don't like to get it wet and stuff. Oxygen, why do you let these girls have dogs in the house? Do you know those dogs can possibly die? PETA, where are you? Like, where are you in this time of crisis? Because right now I'm literally like, who was the deciding factor on putting those two dogs inside the house? And yeah, those twins will protect it and nobody's gonna hurt the dogs. But what I am saying to you is that if an altercation arises and somebody throws a bed off the balcony, the dog can possibly slip with the bed. You never know what could happen. So it's just like, really? You put those two dogs in a hazardous house of bad girls that are going through their own issues and turmoil, and you put them in the middle of those bad girls in the house. Like, how do you work that? I just want to know what's going to happen with the dogs throughout the whole show. I hope they survive. I hope that they don't get replaced or anything like that, and they make it in the house and they make it to the last day. I like the twins and I like Jellamina all together. They kind of give me a mix of everything. Like, the twins kind of give me that class, flyness and everything, and Jellamina gives me that a little bit country class, but she could get a little bit ratchet when she has to, whereas the other girls are probably like, oh, we don't do that, but you can do that and we'll still love you for who you are. And I don't know if I'm talking in an accent because I think they talk like that, but I don't know, I feel like they have some kind of accent and it's just like so posh. And them going into that whole fight about the cigarettes for Cat, what was the point of that? Like, that was just an argument for nothing, you know? Like, you could tell they have to make a lot of drama in this house to make this show good, because right now, the first episode wasn't giving me anything. Why are you going to a commercial because it's an argument, and then you come back to the argument and nobody threw fists, nobody threw hands, nobody fought? So why are you like going to a commercial? Like, you know, commercial is for when you're trying to make somebody say, oh my gosh, damn, commercial, like, oh my gosh, now I gotta wait here and watch the commercials until the show comes back on, and then the fight comes back on and they're like, ah, and that's it, that's all they're doing, it's arguing. So it's just like, come on, like, this is the first episode, the rest better be good, because right now, I don't know how I'm feeling. I don't really think anything's wrong with the way Jellamina gets her money and the way she does things and the type of men she wants to work, like, deal with and date and stuff like that. I don't really think that's a big issue. It's just like, whatever floats your boat. I just feel like Lauren, you trying too much to be up in people's situations. Like, if that's how she feels, that's how she feels. Like, you can't change it, you know? Everybody's an adult for themselves. Like, she just met you. You think that automatically talking to you for that 5 seconds, that automatically you're going to be able to change her whole life and the way she's been doing things for such a long time? Like, you got to spend way more time than that to actually try to do something like that. Jasmine is acting very angry black woman. Even in the promos, always angry at the black girls. Like, just, she's like the angry black woman. You know, there's some angry black women that are funny, but there's some angry black women that are just angry black women for no reason. And she's one of those. And that whole cigarette thing, that was all because of her. She attacks the black girls for every little thing. It's just like, come on, like, sisterhood. I know some people might be upset about that, but when Jellamina was on the table and she was actually talking to Lauren, and she was just like, do you know what 2 times 2 is? And she was like wearing the blue shorts and the white tank top, and she was like flipping her hair and stuff like that. Didn't she look kind of like Beyonce in Crazy in Love? I thought so. Conversation with Jellamina and Lauren in the car. that's a touchy subject. You both can't talk about that right after the club, after you guys have just gotten crunk, drunk, did whatever you did, having fun, whatever, and then go and have a serious conversation about race or something in that respect, because that's when people tempers flare and people get annoyed and people get high, and then that's when it's an issue, you know. And they weren't gonna fight. I didn't think they were gonna fight in that limo, but it's just like, why are you guys even having this conversation? And Jellamina, also you too, like, you understand that this girl drinks and she drinks to excess, so why are you even listening to her, and why are you entertaining her, and why are you at the point of where you're about to get hype and get all mad and angry like you're about to fight somebody? And it's just like, you could have just sat down and just not said anything about that, just because it's not the biggest issue, you know, it's not the biggest situation, and you're talking to a lush. Like, sorry Lauren, we love you. So at the rundown, the end of the day, who do I think are the biggest stars of the show so far from the first episode? I think the first star of the show is Lauren. I like her. I'm sorry. I got my Lauren. I love my Lauren right now. Lauren's giving me past white girls from the past, or bad girls to now, but it's not even like in a way that she's totally copying. This is just a way of how she is and how she lives her life. You know, it's like some people are copying and bringing to the show. Some people are just naturally like that, and she's giving me past from all different shows and different characters that I see in her. And it's not just like a couple, 2 or 3 like Jasmine. It's a bunch I see mixed in her, which is really good. So I like her a lot. Oxygen gave her a lot of camera time, and I think they're trying to make her a fan favorite possibly. I also think the twins are our big star, because you saw they got a lot of sound bites. They got their own promo with their shut up bitch, like so they're paving the way right now, like, you know, they're stepping it up, and they're better than the past twins. The past twins weren't as good as these twins. These twins are like, they're slick, they're suave, they're quick with the mouth, you know, they're gangster, you know, at the same time, but they always try to keep it ladylike, which I love too. I think those are like the main stars. If I had to say somebody might come up, I might say Jellamina. You know, I feel like she's second to those 3, but she can possibly step it up and get up there. I'm not saying I totally dislike her. I'm not saying that, because I wouldn't put her on the list if I didn't like her. I think that she's so focused on trying to be like past people that she needs to stop trying to do that and be more of herself, because when she gives more of her true essence, that's when you really get to see who Jellamina is from the show. You know, like when she had those serious talks, I love watching that. I loved watching it from the first episode, because it was just like, it was a real talk, and she was having a real conversation. Jasmine, who's a hothead, was like, yeah, real talk, like, I understand. So Jellamina could step it up, and I don't know, I don't know, I feel like sometimes maybe we might be sleeping on some people that might come up later in the show and really start to show us what they have. But as of right now, I would definitely say it's those 3, and secondary is Jellamina coming up possibly for the win. I think Tina's fun, but like, she gets serious sometimes, and it's just like, okay, wait, what happened to this crazy I'm fun, and all of a sudden you want to get real serious real quick. It seemed like there's a lot of scenes where when the fights are happening, she's not there. So I feel like that might be an issue throughout the house, or some type of situation that might arise, and that's why Tina got an X on her face for the second episode, which we're ready for, you know. And so I don't know, like, some people maybe you can't handle somebody from Queens, and you know, they want to jump her. And then, you know what else I've seen a lot is the fact that Oxygen has been leaking the replacement. I don't like that. I don't like that, Oxygen. That's not cool. You know why I don't like that? I don't like that because, like, you know, when we watch the Bad Girls Club, we want to be surprised. We want to be like, oh my gosh, who's the new Bad Girls coming in the house? Like, really? Like, I want to see who gonna whoop ass, where she's from. Is she from the Bronx? Is she from Queens? Is she from Los Angeles? Is she from Compton? Like, you know, like, is she from Africa? Like, like, seriously, like, that's what we expect. So we're like, oh, we want to see where our Bad Girl's gonna come from. And Oxygen is just leaking. Like, the girl was on a motorcycle at one point, the replacement. Then she was in the formation when it was just the 4 girls, like, getting ready to throw down when somebody's coming to the house. I think that's when Shannon and her sister and the Jellamina were coming into the house or whatever. I guess we're gonna jump them before they got into the house or something like that. But that's like what's going on in the promos. Going back to Tina, I don't know how I feel about her. I haven't really got a good gist of her. She got camera time, but she didn't get camera time like Lauren got camera time. She didn't get camera time like Jellamina got camera time. She didn't get camera time like the twins got camera time. Like, so you could tell like she might be a minuscule part of the show, because you know sometimes they gotta edit the girl out slowly so you're not totally attached to them before they get kicked out of the house because they got into a fight or some type of situation, you know. So maybe that's the situation. Did any of you see when the security guard busts his ass in the promos? Like, I had to rewind that a couple of times. I was just like, wow, did that really just happen? So yeah, I think this season, like, the thing about this season is that's like the promos. I hated the promos. I actually didn't want to watch this season. I thought this season was going to be very lackluster, kind of boring, you know. I didn't think it was going to give me enough bad girlness. But then gradually, like, I guess, like, I was like, you know what, let me just watch, because I watch all the time. And the first episode was kind of boring. It felt like there were certain points where they were kind of like trying to start drama and try to start fights, but they were just like, nah, we're not about that life, so forget it. We're not gonna fight no more. Whatever, we're friends again. Let's go hang outside and have fun and stuff like that, you know? But then at the ending of the whole show, there was something where they just showed you all the action that was happening throughout the season, and it just seemed like they might have some real dark moments, some real turmoil type of moments, instead of just being an automatic bad girls we need to fight. Like, it's some issues. There was one part where I heard somebody scream so like curdling. It was just like, wow, is that really what's going in the house? But I like Shannon Shannon and her sister Sinead. I like both of them. They are super funny. I love Shannon and I love Sinead because they kind of are like very similar, but in a way I think Sinead is like more the independent one, where I don't know so much about like where Shannon's head at is just that like they're fly and they're fresh to death and they make sly comments and they're super funny. I like all the comments they say. Like they get lots of sound bites, you can tell from watching the show and stuff. So there was one part like where I think it was Shannon, and Shannon was like, American flag boots, oh baby girl, no. And it's just like, do they have an accent, or is it just my hearing or something? Because like I hear like an accent, and I don't know if that's just like a sly New York fly accent, or it's like an English accent that they've taken on or something. I don't know. Like, so I'm like, okay, I don't know, but it's super fly. I love it. But she was just like, American flag boots, oh baby girl, no. And I was like, wow, okay, she went on her American flag dusty boots. Like, you can't do that. Definitely, that was a super funny part. Another thing that people probably underestimate them, I think they definitely possibly could fight, because there was a lot of previews where they were showing the girls like with a Harlem stance, and I was just like, oh wow, okay, cool. They're about that life, you know. They're pretty, and they have what? She said 40-inch Virgin Indian. I was like, wow, okay, you got 40-inch. Like, she was like mad serious about it too. Watching the show, I saw that Oxygen really set them up for disaster already, because they were at least trying to set the tone and get the party started, because you know why? They locked the girls out of the house. So as soon as the girls get to the house, they locked them outside of the house, and they left them right next to a bar. Left them right next to a bar with a bartender, you know, and they could get any drinks that they want, you know. And I know when they interviewed these girls, they knew Lauren's story. They knew that Lauren was an alcoholic, and they put Lauren on the show, and they had no problem with it. But why deliver a bartender and drinks to this poor girl whose brother has died, and she drinks to cover up the pain in her life? You know, like, come on, Oxygen, man. Like, like, I know you're trying to make television, but like, don't sell a soul. Like, don't sell this girl's soul. Like, damn. I'm not gonna lie, Lawrence has a good storyline, and I don't think it necessarily makes her look bad or anything like that. How are you guys feeling? Maybe you could leave me a comment. Maybe you could say something. Let me know how you feel about this video. Let me know how you feel about this episode.